Hi everyone, welcome to A Teacher Sidekick. I'm Hunter, founder of A Teacher Sidekick. Today I'm going to show you some different ways of multiplying numbers. We're going to start with the most basic and go up to a little bit more intense. So let's start with single digit multiplication. So here's some ways to do single digit multiplication. So let's say we have 5 times 3. So here are some different ways we can solve this problem. One of the most basic ways is using your fingers. So counting by 5 is easy. That's one of the skills we start off when we're young. All the way back in kindergarten, you're counting by 5s. So you have 3 fingers, because we have 3 groups. Let's count by 5s. So 5, 10, 15. Okay, that's one way we can do it. Another way is, again, 5 times 3. This also means 5 groups of 3. When we did our fingers, that represented groups, so you can do it the same way. Now, you can pick whichever one you want to choose to flip. You can do 3 groups of 5 or 5 groups of 3. Sometimes it's easier to draw the bigger number as your group, so these are going to be our circles. So you're going to draw 5 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you put 3 in each group. Now, some people draw 3s like this. They do this, and then they count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Another way you can do it, draw your groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then put dots in each one. So we're not putting 5 dots. That's our number of groups. We're putting 3 in it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then you count up all the dots that you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So, those were 3 ways of doing multiplication. Another way is with base 10 blocks. So, again, I don't have base 10 blocks, but we're going to draw them. So you draw 1, 2, 3 base 10 blocks. We need to do that 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then you have your groups. Again, a lot like the circle way, but this is another way that you can do it. Count them up. How many ones do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We now have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2, 3, 4, 5. That equals 15 total. Okay? So that's the way to do it with base 10 blocks. So that's our basic multiplication. Now, when it starts to get a little bit harder, now you're going into 1 digit by 2 digit or 2 digit by 2 digits. So I'm going to show you 2 ways. The first way is what I call standard. That's probably the way your parents learned it, or as teachers, the way that we learned it in school. So say we have 14 times 4. So we set it up vertically. 14 times 4. So we do our multiplication. 4 times 4. We already know that's 16. We regroup. Just like when we add, we have place values. These are a ones place. These only equal ones. And then on the left, we have our tens. You cannot put a 10 because 4 times 4 equals 16. You cannot put a 10 in that because this is a 6. This is 10 plus 6. We can't put this 10 down here with that 6. So we have to give it to the 10s. It's called regrouping. We regroup it, we take it, and put it in the group of the 10s. How many 10s do we have? We have 1 10. Now, when you multiply the bottom time up to the tens place now. So 4, so it's like saying 4 times 1 or 4 times 10. 4 times 1 is 4. And then we add 1 more. We have another 10. So that's 5. So that's like we just did. 4 times 10 equals 40. And we add 10 more, giving us 50. We're going to leave it as a 5 because it's in the 10th place. Our answer is 56. That's the standard way of doing multiplication. Let's do another one to practice. So let's erase. Let's do one for 2. Let's do 21 times 6. Let's not do 6. That's going to regroup again. Let's do 3. 21 times 3. So, again, set it up vertically. 21 times 3. If you want to, you can cut your place value so you know you have 1s and 10s. 3 times 1 is 3. No need to regroup. 3 times 2 is 6. The answer is 63. Okay? So, this is what I call the standard way of multiplying. Now, here's another way. Some people, I call it the box method. Some people call it Lotus. I call it the box method because it's easier for students to remember. So, let's go back to 14 times 4. Now, here's how we do this. We need to draw boxes to hold our numbers. So, we look at our first number. We have 2 place values in 14. We have a 10 and a 1. So, we're going to draw 1 box and then 2 boxes. Then we put it in expanded form. 14 in expanded form. You put this 1 is a 10, 1 is a 1 plus 4. 10 plus 4. Then you take the number you're multiplying by and you put it on the side. Now you multiply inside the boxes. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 4 is 16. So once you multiply all your numbers, you then take it to the side and we're going to add them. So it's 40 plus 16. 6 plus 0 is 6. 4 plus 1 is 5. Our answer is 56. I like this way because it breaks it down into your place values and keeps the multiplication simpler. And also, I feel like it leads less. When you're having to carry the 1s up here, it can lead to some mistakes and miscommunication between your brain and what you're writing. So let's do another one. Let's do 21 times 3. Again, we have 2 place values. We have a 10 and a 1, so we're going to draw 2 boxes. 1, 2. We then put it into expanded form. So 20 plus 1. And now we're multiplying by 3. 3 times 20. So here's a hint for doing this. Just look at the first numbers when you have a 0. What's 3 times 2? 3 times 2 is 6. How many zeros do I have? I have none over here. I have 1 here. That's how many zeros I add. So 3 times 20 is 60. 3 times 1 is 3. I don't have any zeros to bring down. Now we add them up. 60 plus 3. 6 plus nothing is 6. 63 is our answer. So, that's using standard for multiplying and also the box method. Now, let's go to 2 digits. So 2 digits gets a little bit tougher. So, let's start with the standard way. So, let's do 15 times 13. So we're going to do standard first. So you set it up vertically. 15 times 13. Again, if you want to, cut your place values. We know have 1s and 10s. 5 times 3 is 15. I know I cannot put a 10 in the 1s place, so we regroup it up here. Now, you do not move to this one yet. We're still working with 3. So you have to multiply 3 times the 10 place first. So 3 times 1 is 3. Add another one, and that's 4. Now, we're not done yet. Now, we come down. We went from the ones place, now we're moving to the tens place. So for us to show that we moved to the tens place, we have to add a 0. So that tells us, okay, I move now to the tens place. I'm not working with ones. So now you just keep multiplying like normal. 1 times 5 is 5. We've already used this. We don't need this anymore. 1 times 1 is 1. And now you add. So let's move it over here so we have more space. 45 plus 150. Remember, pay attention. You need to stay organized. I'm lining up my place values to where they belong. I've seen so many students, when they go to write their problems, they're writing their 45 plus 150. You've messed up. You're going to be confused. You don't know what you're adding with what. You think there's no number here. You think that, so technically this is 1500. Make sure you line up your place values. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. 1 plus nothing is 1. Our answer is 195. Now, this is the way I grew up doing. I know this by heart because I did it so many times. But I can see where somebody can get confused. Having to drop that 0, knowing to do that. All right, that's a place value. I need to remember to add that 0. So, let's try this with the box method. So, let's try 15 times 3 again, but we're going to do the box method. So, 15 times 3 equals. So, sorry, not 15 times 3, 15 times 13. So, again, just like we did with single digit, come to your first number. We have how many place values? Guys, here's a hint. Look at how many numbers we have. We have 2 numbers. We know we need to draw 2 boxes. And like before, we put it in expanded form. So 10 plus 5. Now, we have 13. Here's what you do. We have 2 numbers now. We now add 2 more boxes to the bottom. And you put 13 in expanded form. 10 plus 3. Okay, now you really have to pay attention here to what you're doing. So let's look. 10 times 10. Let's say you don't know that. So first thing you do, you multiply the first 2 numbers. 1 times 1 is 1. Now all you do is bring the zeros. So you have 1 0 from that 10 and a 0 from that 10, giving us 100. Now you come to the next one. 10 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. You have 1 0, making it 50. Come to the bottom. 3 times 10. 3 times 1 is 3. Bring down your 1 0. You don't have any with 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Now, just like before, take it to the side, add them all up. 100 plus 50 plus 30 plus 15. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 1 plus nothing is 1. Our answer is 195. So that is the box method. So, I've shown you the basic way of multiplication all the way down to single digits. So, when we did single digits, we did our circles, boxes, and fingers. So we did 5 times 3. You can do it with fingers. 5, 10, 15. You can draw your groups and put dots in each one. And then count up all the dots. Or you can do it with base 10 blocks. With your ones, you're still putting them in groups. Okay? Now, the point of this, you need to make sure, guys, that you get these down and you know them by heart. Because when we get into those bigger numbers like you've seen, you're not going to have time to do your dots for every single number. So the best thing for you to do is practice just multiplying over and over again until you know your fluency facts by heart. I have a video up of how to use playing cards to help you do that. And then we moved into 1 digit by 2 digit. So 18 times 4. Two different ways. Standard, setting it up vertically and solving it this way. Or by drawing boxes. Remember, you look at how many place values, how many numbers you have. We have 2, so we draw 2 boxes. Then put that number in expanded form. 4 only has 1. We already have 1 here, so we put it on the side. Multiply inside. Then add them up to get your answer. Then we move on to 2 digit by 2 digit. 15 times 13. Again, you can do your standard way. 15 times 13. Remember with this, you do your normal, but you have to remember, you do your ones place first. You don't go right to your tens. You have to finish solving with 3. 3 times 1 plus 1 is 4. Then you have to drop the 0 because you're moving on to a different place value. We already used this. 1 times 5, 1 times 1, and you add them up. Remember to keep your numbers in order of the place value where they belong. So when you add, you're not all over the place. Then we looked at the box method. Again, how many place values? Our first number has 2, so we're going to draw 2 boxes. Put it in expanded form. And now our second number also has 2 place values, so we need to add 2 more boxes. And then put 13 in expanded form. Multiply inside the boxes. Add them up on the side. 100, 50, 30, and 15. Add them up. 5, 9, and 1. Okay, guys, so those are some different ways of multiplying. If you need any help, use this video to help guide you and get some more practice. And like I said before, I also have another video of using playing cards to help you with developing your multiplication facts. I'll link that in the description below to help you build up that fluency. As always, if you have any questions, I will leave my email down in the description. Feel free to reach out for help. I hope you enjoyed this video and you guys have a good rest of your day.